How's it going, everyone? Today we got a story time of an emo kid who believes that he is an actual gangster, quote unquote, and that he has shooters and that you should watch out for him, bro. He is actually super hard. He is like, you don't want to mess with the emo kid, man. So yeah, the subscriber messes with the emo kid and he feels the wrath of the emo kid, which I don't know if you guys can't figure out from the sarcasm in my voice, at least in the beginning part, that the wrath of the emo kid is, it's pretty bearable to say the least. This is a pretty funny story. I know you'll enjoy it. So sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted today's story Tyler. So anyways, in Tyler's class, there's a kid, and we're going to call this kid the emo kid. So I don't know if you guys had like the emo kid in your school, but basically the emo kid in Tyler's school was very much the stereotypical emo kid. And let me just say, you can dress however you want. You can even dress a little emo if you want. Like, it really doesn't matter. As long as you aren't going around going up to people being like, I got shooters, bro, watch out, don't mess with emo squad, gang, and then start biting people, then you're okay in my books, which I feel like it's pretty easy to, dude, I've been saying this stuff, but like, I feel like it's pretty easy to be good in my books, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. It's pretty easy to be good in my books. But anyways, right? So there's an emo kid in Tyler's class. So anyways, right, the emo kid, what he would do is in the class, he'd normally sit in the very back of class, and he would make like random remarks and references to how society is against him and how, like, I don't know, think about like the emo kids from South Park, basically just that. I think they're the goth kids in South Park, but anyways, right, just like randomly in class, he'd be like, it's so tough that we live in a society. Like, I am so smart and intelligent, that's why I can't be happy. Look, guys, if you want a good quote, look at Naval Ravikant saying, if you're so smart, why can't you make yourself happy? He has a really good book on that type. He has good talks. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Anyways, he'd be like, we live in a society. Aren't I so intelligent, guys? And he'd like look around at everyone, and like Tyler and everyone else would be like, okay, bro, like, okay. Other days, he would come in and have, like, music on full blast, but he has headphones on. But I don't know if you know those people that, like, they put their headphones on, but they just turn up the music so loud that you can hear it very faintly. If that's true about you, you got to turn your music down unless you don't want to hear when you're 28, right? Like, you got to turn that down a little bit. But, dude, I swear, like, people will come in, and it's like they have no idea, because, you know, you got headphones in. When you got headphones in, you think that no one else can hear what you're listening to, but they can hear it if it's way too loud, bro. So the emo kid would come in, and he would just have, like, screamer punk rock in his ears or whatever, and he'd just be, like, jamming out in the back of class. So he'd be in the way back of the classroom, so the teacher wouldn't really notice any of this. But, like, if you were sitting in the back of the classroom, you'd probably be like, emo kid, can you turn it down, bro? Like, please? And he'd just be so busy jamming out and talking about how society is bad or whatever. However, one day, Tyler was able to, had his first one-on-one interaction with the emo kid. It was probably one of the worst one-on-one interactions you could ever have. Yeah, so anyways, one day, Tyler is walking to class. Gets to class, sits down, it's a normal day in class. So this time, you know, the bell rings and he gets up. So normally, the emo kid, right, is in, like, he sits in the back of the class, so he's normally one of the last people out. But today, Tyler has to, like, do something really quickly. Maybe he just wants to send an email that he knows he's going to forget to send if he doesn't send it right away. Like, it's one of those things where if you, like, put it off and then you just, like, say, oh, I'll do that later, you know you'll forget to do it later. So something like that. For some reason, Tyler was just sticking behind class a little bit. So when Tyler got up, he started walking, but the emo kid was like walking so Tyler was getting up from his desk and the emo kid was walking with his like screamer metal in his ears. And he's like, his head's down. He's looking at his phone, trying to find the next like Society Sucks song that he can find. And sure enough, Tyler accidentally bumps into him as he gets up. So anyways, Tyler looks up and is like, my fault, bro. Kind of just saying sorry because he's like, hey, I bumped into him. Like, that's on me. But the emo kid, like, stops in his tracks. Like, straight up stops in his tracks. Like, takes out his phone, pauses his emo screamer music, takes off his headphones, and is like, you got a problem, bro? And, like, Tyler's like, nah, my fault. I just didn't see you coming. And Tyler goes down to, like, move or whatever, and the emo kid stretches out his arm to stop Tyler from moving. Look, this is obviously not a big deal. Like, this is so very clearly just, like, not that deep. However, there are some people out there that will make everything, they're just looking for a reason to be mad at people, right? They're just looking for a reason to be upset. And the emo kid was one of those people. Because the emo kid is like, bro, you don't understand, bro. You don't know where I come from in my gang. And Tyler's like, okay. He's like, it's the emo gang. We are the Wolf Clan. And, like, Tyler's like, don't laugh. No. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. No, 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 no. And the emo kid's like, bro, you don't understand what you're doing right now, bro. You don't even understand. My gang, my squad, Wolf Clan is, like, so crazy, bro. Like, you don't understand. And, like, Tyler's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If I laugh, it's going to piss this kid off more. Here's the thing. Tyler wasn't really that worried about Wolf Clan or the emo gang or whatever, right? He kind of understood that, yeah, it's not, like, okay, it's probably just some, like, kids playing Dungeons and Dragons and they're going to, like, put a spell on him or something. So he's not too worried about that, but at the same time, he also doesn't want this kid to be super freaking annoying because he's not worried about his, like, safety. He's worried about his mental safety from a barrage of annoyance, bro. That's what he's worried about, being just annoyed again and again by this emo kid. So, yeah, sure enough, he's like, all right, bro, like, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to bump into you. I'm sorry. Look, guys, sometimes you just gotta, like, say I'm sorry, even if, like, you're not even totally in the wrong. In situations where you just want to de-escalate and get out of there, it really doesn't matter who is actually in the wrong. If you just say I'm sorry, a lot of times you can actually de-escalate situations. A lot of time, bro, these people are not worth your time. Just a little word of advice, you can choose to take it or not. But this emo kid was like, bro, you don't understand who you just messed with, bro. He's like, you'll be hearing from the gang, bro. I got shooters, bro. It's just like the cringiest thing you've ever heard. This kid obviously just watched, like, one TikTok video where someone was using, like, all this slang vocabulary, right? And he's like, oh my God, guys, that's literally me. He's, like, trying to apply it to his, like, the emo kid squad. It's just is something else, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. So sure enough, right, Tyler's like, oh, crap. Like, I got to deal with this kid now. Like, I really got to deal with this kid and his actual nonsense. And so, yeah, sure enough, Tyler's like, okay, whatever, bro, fine. So he's like, all right, sorry, man, I'll see you tomorrow. And the emo kid's like, yeah, you'll see me and you'll see me and Wolfgang, bro, like Wolf Clan. You don't understand what you've done. Oh, something like just, oh my God. Tyler's like, oh God, if I laugh at this kid, it's gonna piss him off more, and this is gonna make my life even more, just even worse than it is. It's going to be after this kid is, like, done with his nonsense. So Tyler was kind of hoping that this kid was more or less bluffing, and he was just gonna, like, forget about this and just, like, this wasn't gonna become a thing. You know what I mean? Anyways, right, so Tyler comes back the next day, and unfortunately, so at, like, kind of like their free period recess type thing, I don't really know how to say it, I don't really know how to put it right. So during their kind of free block or whatever, so Tyler, what he does is he just kind of, like, he chills in this area with some of his friends. So I don't know, let's just say it's a certain classroom that they have access to. Maybe no one's in it and no one's ever in it during that period, but he has it free. So Tyler's sitting with his friends or whatever, they're just kind of hanging out. And that's when the emo kid and two other similarly dressed emo-looking type people walk in. And the emo kid is like, it's like, Tyler, I already told you that you disrespected Wolf Clan, and you have to understand, this is Wolf Clan's turf, bro. You don't want to battle with Wolf Clan, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, look at us. And Tyler looks at them and he's like, I'm not intimidated, dude. I don't know how else to put it. I'm just not intimidated by this, bro. Anyways, right, so the emo group is up versus Tyler and his friends. And the emo group is trying to explain in the most menacing way that they possibly can to Tyler and his friends that, you know, they are messing with, Wolf Pack, whatever, that the emo gang is actually not to be messed with and that they're making a huge mistake, like, doing this on their turf. And like Tyler and his friends, Tyler kind of motions to his friends to kind of like not laugh because like, look, at the end of the day, Tyler isn't trying to start anything with anyone. It just wouldn't be worth his time. You feel me? Like it just would not be worth his time to have a whole like thing with these emo kids, right? So anyways, Tyler kind of responds, look, guys, well, I mean, there's 10 minutes left in the free period. Can we just like finish up here and then you can have it afterwards? Emo kid's like, you don't understand. You disrespected me yesterday, and that is not gonna stand, right, emos? And he like turns around and like the other two are like, I don't know, whipping their hair around and like sulking in the corner. He's like, yeah, you hear me, bro? You hear me? Obviously, Tyler's just like, oh my God. So he looks at his friends. He's kind of like, maybe we should go. Because at this point, it's kind of like they can stay there, hold their ground, and just basically have to deal with this kid being annoying for the next 10 minutes. Or they go somewhere else and they can chill and relax for the next like 8 minutes. Because it'll probably take like at least 2 minutes to go find a new place. However, though, well, the second one might sound more appealing off the bat because you don't have to deal with their nonsense for another 10 minutes. At the we can't forget that at the end of the day, if you kind of give in to someone, then they might just continue to do it. Like if they like give in to the emo kids right now, there's a good chance that if they try and do something else or try and like be somewhere else at the emo kids next free period, because apparently they have overlap, they're going to do the same stuff. Like they're going to come and they're going to try and bully them out of there because at the end of the day, like if you let someone do something to you, they're probably going to keep doing it. It's like they're going to keep pushing the boundaries. So if you keep letting them, they're going to keep pushing the boundaries. Like why would you expect that they won't do something after you let someone do it once? So Tyler's a little bit conflicted, but his friend's like, no, we're not going anywhere. You can have this spot in 10 minutes, but we got here like first. And also like, you guys can be here too. It's an open classroom. And like Tyler's friend had a point. They weren't in like a broom closet. Like there was room for multiple people to be in the classroom. It's not like Tyler and his friends reserved the entire classroom. It's not like that's even a thing you could do. And there's plenty of room for the emo kids if they really wanted to. But obviously the emo kids were not really that interested in the spot. Honestly, I don't even think that they really cared about being in this classroom. They just cared more, or I should say the main emo kid. I think the other two were just going along with like what the main guy said. The main guy basically just wanted to get like back at Tyler. He wanted to kind of like flex his muscle, quote unquote, to show Tyler that he shouldn't have messed with the emo squad in the first place. And this will be like, he'll never forget this lesson for the rest of his life. Yeah, so, Tyler's like, yeah, like, actually, that's a good point. I mean, if you guys want to be here too, that's whatever, but we're not going to move. So at this point, the emo squad's, or the emo guy, or the emo kid is like, you don't understand who you're messing with right now, bro. Like, you don't even know right now. So he gets up and he likes, like, all right, boys, let's get out of here. And they all walk out of there. So Tyler turns to his friends. And he kind of like explained a little bit like to them, like he got on like call or something, Discord call. When he got back home, he's like, bro, I had the weirdest interaction with that kid in class today. And he told them about it. But his friends didn't realize to what extent it was a weird interaction. And this is like kind of like their visual proof. Yeah, so Tyler's friends were kind of like, bro, like I feel bad for you, dude. Like the fact you have to deal with this is kind of funny. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment emo down below. So go in the comment section and comment emo. And if you're listening on Spotify, I think there's a comment section too. But anyways, while you're in the comment section on YouTube, if you go to the pinned comment, there's 2 links. The first one is a link to Spotify, which I'm trying to really build up on there. I got some like, I'm starting to build good relationships with people at Spotify. So I would appreciate it if you guys do use it to go over there and listen to me on there. It would be very nice. And the second thing is actually later today, I think, or maybe tomorrow, but I think later today, I will be dropping my first Storytime animation on my new Storytime animated channel. It's called Harvey. It is the link in the description that isn't the Spotify one. Please subscribe to the channel with notifications on. I will be posting no more than once a week because dang, this has taken a while, but it's really like artistically fulfilling. I feel like I'm putting out something a little bit more value. This stuff is great. I love doing the daily stories on here, but I feel like I'm putting something more out on that channel. So I would really appreciate if you could go support that video. I'll also notify you guys later today when it goes up. Anyways, let's get back to the story. So anyways, Tyler's kind of hoping that this whole emo kid versus him turf battle basically is going to die down because he's like, this might be the dumbest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. So please tell me that this is going to kind of like relax pretty soon, if you know what I mean. But it kind of didn't. like for the next like week, like it wasn't every single day that the emo kids would come and do the exact same thing. But for example, one day Tyler was walking the hallway and the emo kid like ran up behind him and was like, "Rawr!" And he's like, "What the frick, bro?" And he turns around and I mean, look, it wasn't like scary. Like he wasn't scared. He didn't like pee his pants, bro. But like, look, I don't know about you, but I'm just genuinely not going to expect some kid to run up to me out of the blue and scream "rawr" in my face, like when I'm not seeing it coming, right? That's not on my list of this is what I expect to see, you know what I mean? Yeah, so just like weird little things like that would happen, but the real climax of the story, when things get really strange, you might be thinking, Connor, did you just say when things get really strange, are they not strange already? Yes, they are not strange already, because the final event is back where things all started in that class. So it's been pretty tense for the last week, or not tense. Okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But Tyler is at a minimum not having a great time in class. He goes into class and the emo kid is always staring him down. And sometimes in class he'll feel like little pelts of like balled up paper being thrown at him, and he's like really just holding his tongue at this point. He's like, dude, just don't blow up on this kid. I know he's annoying, but it's gonna be super not worth it to like get super mad at this kid and maybe get in trouble or whatever, or just to instigate him more, because Tyler was under the false notion that things were actually slowing down because the emo kid was like, I don't know, showing up less, doing less stupid stuff. So Tyler was under the false assumption that, oh well, actually maybe things are kind of relaxing a little bit. Yeah, so anyways though, this was kind of like not this kind of proof that things did not relax. They will after this point, but anyways, it felt like a normal day in class. It always feels like a normal day when things go crazy in these stories, but it seemed like a normal day in class. So Tyler gets in there and he just kind of sits where he normally sits. This is not the most interesting class, so Tyler kind of, the thing is, the teacher lets him go on his computer, or lets everyone go on their computer, which, look, I'm in college, and every class basically lets you go on your computer, because sometimes it's, like, important for you to do stuff on there, but let's be real, most kids on their computer, including me sometimes, Mom, if you're watching this, no, not me, but if everyone else watching this, yeah, me all the time, you go in there and you probably are doing something else. Just being straight up, this is how it is. So, yeah, Tyler is kind of like expecting just to kind of like to chill, kind of the vibe, whatever. And that's when he feels like breathing on the back of his neck. So he turns around. He's like, hey, yo, what? Turns around, looks at the emo kid. Hey, Tyler. And Tyler's like, hell nah, bro. No. Oh, my God. Because this has never happened before. Because this is in the middle of class right now. The kid gets up from way back in the class and gets up to stand right behind him. And is just like heavily breathing in the back of his neck. Tyler's afraid he's going to get some emo disease that's going to go to his brain and turn him into a goth kid, bro. He's mad concerned. Anyways, so yeah. Tyler's just like, oh, geez, what's this kid gonna do now? Like, I'm actually genuinely kind of concerned. I just don't want to deal with whatever this kid's gonna pull. So the kid's like, hey, Tyler, I just want to let you know that it was a huge mistake for you to mess with the emo squad. I guess this kid was out of breath from standing up, which I guess figures. I don't really know. And Tyler, like, is like, dude, like, we're in class. Can you please go sit down? Because, like, no one's talking in class. Like, this is not one of those classes where the teacher's completely lost control. Sure, a lot of kids aren't paying attention, but there's a huge difference between kids not paying attention and kids, like, being super disruptive, right? This is not a disruptive class. So Tyler, who's not trying to get in trouble, because this teacher, while he's kind of chill, is also known for not really being, like, super nice, or, like, at least calling kids out when they're talking in class, which, like, fair enough, bro. You're not supposed to be talking in class. Like, I guess I get that. And the emo kid's like, dude, like, you can't just, like, you just can't get rid of me that easily, bro. It's not that easy, dude. And Charlie, it's Charlie, sorry. What's his name? Tyler's like, oh, my God. Yeah, but Tyler's like, okay, bro, can you please go? And emo kid's like, yes, but I'm just gonna be charging up my next emo attack. Ugh. And Tyler's like, okay. The thing is, Tyler, like, didn't realize what this kid was saying. Tyler didn't realize when he said, I'm charging up my next emo attack, that he was actually gonna be freaking attacked, bro. Tyler didn't put two and two together. The only thing Tyler heard was, I'm not going to be here right now. I'm going to go back to where I'm sitting. So, of course, Tyler's happy about that. He's like, right, all right now, this kid's out of here. You simply love to see it. But no. It's just not like that, man. So sure enough, the emo kid goes back to his seat. Tyler goes back to doing what he's doing. Tyler legitimately completely forgets about the emo kid again. Goes back into his own little bubble. It's a Friday, man. Vibes are good. He's almost out of school. About to go back to the weekend, hop on with the boys, right? Things are looking real good. And that's when he feels this hot, like, sharp pain in his leg. Yeah, so Tyler looks down. Because when you feel a hot, sharp pain in your leg, you're going to look down and make sure that someone didn't just impale you with like a knife or something. But no. He looks down, and all he sees is the long black hair of the emo kid. And then he looks closer. The emo kid has bitten his leg. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, okay, saying words I can't say on YouTube because, YouTube's actually getting real mad at you if you say bad words. But he screams that out. The teacher looks up. He's like, Tyler! Language. In the middle of screaming at Tyler, he looks down and sees why Tyler said like the swear word, and he looks down to see the emo kid just chomping away at his leg. He's like, emo kid. It says his actual name, but he's like, emo kid, what are you doing right now? And like the teacher literally runs from the front of the classroom to where Tyler's sitting and like yanks the emo kid off. Was trying to yank the emo kid off, but he's like a dog like chewing on a chew toy. Like he's not letting go. He's holding on to Tyler's leg just by his teeth. And Tyler's like, dude, get off of me. He's like trying to like kick him off or whatever. Eventually the emo kid's like, and like falls off of him. And like the teacher's like, what is wrong with you? And the emo kid's like, Tyler messed with the emo kid squad. He's on our turf. And he's like, stop. And the emo kid's like, I told him I got shooters and the shooters are me. And so I went up after him. And the teacher's like, what are you saying right now? What are you saying? Yeah, so emo kid is taken to the front office. The teacher says, yo, Tyler, can you just go to the nurse's office to get you checked up? Thankfully, emo kid didn't break the skin. He was biting on real hard, though. Like, it was really close call. Like, Tyler's leg was still a little messed up, and he was, like, hurting for a little bit. But the nurse was like, all right, well, he didn't break into the skin, which is good. We're still going to put some, like, disinfectant wipes or whatever. But, after that point, though, the emo kid did not really mess with Tyler because apparently he got in a ton of trouble. And he was also told, if Tyler says you do anything else to him, you're screwed. Tyler doesn't know that for a fact, but just the way that the emo kid, like, avoided him, not only did the emo kid stop messing with him, but he straight up avoided Tyler. So Tyler can only assume that he was told he was on extremely thin ice, and emo kid wasn't taking any chances. If you want to support the channel, watch one of the 2 videos on screen right now. It really does help, and peace.